welcome back. We are back seeing Michael's build, and we are on to Blue Crater. As you can see in the distance, that is where we once were at Grassfields. You can see the space elevators over there. And currently, we are in Blue Crater. Mikey, say hello.
Hello.
What are we all looking at over here? Or you've got a lot
So
of things.
yeah, this is my take on turbo fuel.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Where do we start?
first yeah, first time at roof. Well, so we can hop off of here, I guess. I know you guys have done it too, but the geothermal, it's not plugged in. I
Mm,
just like the way it looks.
yep.
Like I don't know, it's pretty cool. Um, Definitely only plugged it in because at the time of making this build, I was skirting on the potential of not having enough power. So I was
Oof.
like, if I just milk a little bit out, even if all of the geothermals in this area are at their lowest, it's still something. Um, so right, sulfur is down over at that end, which I have being belted into this building here.
Oh, so this
Um,
would be compacted coal?
yeah, compacted coal coming out of here, kind of graduating
Hmm.
with my builds, like the first step of trying to hide things while still incorporating a like a clean open door.
I
Actually, have a
like your walkway.
the having this open doesn't mean that it's actually completely accessible. It's still something I need to work on. I think currently I still need to work on that, but right, baby steps, trying to figure out how to do certain things.
I like this.
All right, yeah. It's like I wanted a kind of open air feel on each of these. So you'll notice the trend in every single building has a front face where you can see the rest of the blue crater.
Oh, this looks really nice in here.
Yeah, this was me after watching your guys' playthrough
Hmm.
and wanting to clean up the build process. So I was like, well, let's have all my logistic floors be below.
Mm-hmm.
So all the machines are up top, and then you saw the levels beneath it, one level of sulfur, one level of coal, and then one level of compacted coal being brought out for processing.
Very cool. Wow. I mean, aesthetically, it's very pleasing in here.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
like
definitely.
this.
Oh, I forgot it. Yeah, forgot I did that.
Aesthetically, very pleasing.
Yeah, I was trying to go for something that looked a lot nicer um, in this one. So sacrificing a lot of like suppose efficiency, which we were talking about. I had to go through, and with your guys' help, just a lot of rehashing all these builds. But we get the oil nodes, which are over here. Um, I definitely made mistakes with this, so you notice that a lot of the things just look very horrid, and that was because after spending arguably it was probably like 12 hours, real life hours, going over the single stuff and the minute problems, I couldn't stand it anymore. So we were just immediately solving fixes, regardless of how aesthetically pleasing they looked or not. Um, but the idea, right, piping everything kind of looked clean originally. You see, going up to the floor, so everything's down below, but still have access to it.
It looks
Getting
so
your
good.
into the window. I know we had talked about this before, but like I had my pipe flowing from multiple directions instead of from like a single direction. Terrible idea. Like just
Satisfactory does not like that.
yeah, figuring it out the hard way.
Hmm.
Um,
It's the best way.
oh yeah. Right. Wanted to make sure all these buildings were kind of connected to each other with the almost exact same kind of layout. So you got the guts beneath for the most part, piping on the top, and then
It's almost like you blueprinted them.
you would think. actually, but I had not gotten into my blueprint mode at this point. This was still freehand because I wanted to, I don't know, feel everything out. This was apart from doing coal, which is the only thing I had done previously. This was the first kind of like actual fluid build I'd
And you
produced.
loved it.
Love to hate it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But right, had to go fix it myself. You guys helped me a lot. Appreciate that. That was definitely needed because otherwise it would probably still be broken, and I'd see power fluctuations all through this thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
dealing with fluids in this game is a hard lesson up front because where you think it would make logic sense, Satisfactory says no.
yeah. So the fuel all comes out through the bottom, as you
Mm-hmm.
saw, kind
These
of
here.
pathway in the.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Um, the byproduct polymer resin is heading over there. Um,
For the
got
people
these.
who do watch our other videos, this is what I'm saying with curvature and where Leonard gets very jealous or very inspired, depending.
Yeah. This actually took a little bit, and you can notice the barriers on the sides. There is a slight fluctuation here, but you can kind of bridge between off-grid parts. You just have to do it a little, take the time to fix it. But the polymer resin comes in here for some plastic. I didn't know what I wanted it for. I just knew I wanted to get I didn't want to sink the polymer resin. I wanted to make
Mm-hmm.
something out of it. So we got the plastic coming out of here. You notice every, most of the stuff is still not completely done because I had to go back and troubleshoot.
Hmm. I've never seen
Yeah,
these before.
as a collective whole. Oh yeah, that was that is kind of where I started getting the inspiration for the train network
Mm.
foundations.
What the
Because I came
fuck?
back here, I wanted something here. So this is circuit
I
boards.
see that.
Yeah,
I'm
and
surprised.
they're only getting synced up top. Up top here, meaning like right outside there.
Mm. Wow, I see another inspiration right outside this window.
Yeah, is that even plugged in?
Well,
You know, not having been here for so long, I'm like, I'm not sure what the.
yeah, don't touch it. Whatever it is, don't touch it.
Um, but we've got the plastic coming over for circuit boards, and the
I
circuit
do
boards
like
just
the way that that looks, though.
sunk.
Watching an item come down that. I know you said the coal one that was over in Grassfields wasn't on, but this copper one is on. And it looks
Yeah,
paused because I think you don't have it running at 100%, but it looks cool coming down.
like each of the in sync, they're with each other, and they keep like
That's
lowering down.
crazy.
Yeah, there's something very cool about it looking.
Okay, so
Uh,
you got your
mhm.
circuit boards, which
Yeah, so
honestly I
this,
feel like you need to increase your fucking belt size, but alas,
I,
please don't touch it.
yeah, we'll reconvene. So far, it hasn't broken anything, so I think that's because the polymer resin here,
Mm-hmm.
there's no backup from the plastic because once it's all fed through the refineries, there's a sink down at the bottom of that building.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, right, we'd be having problems that we'd be coming back here.
This is the
Right, wanted
compacted coal build.
to
Okay.
yeah,
Yep, yep, yep.
coal. I did the archway over the gap there.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's.
first stage process. I don't know. I was
I like
testing
it.
what builds would work and not, and I was like, that looks kind of cool.
Structural integrity. Must
Yeah,
have it.
must make realism. Uh,
Ah!
so back to the fuel coming across through the lanes right up the center.
Yep,
Uh,
I'm with
and
you.
we're coming over to these buildings, which
God,
is
can we
where we're
just
going.
get some commotion for the goddamn fuel things? I love looking at pipes in the floor, especially when they're working. Like, I just think it looks so good. It looks so good here. Your cosmetics are just mwah. They're just so good. Well, and I think
That's
that too because a lot of our cosmetics are like half or not done. So seeing so many like up buildings, I love it. I love it. Okay, but yes, please continue.
yeah. It's funny you say that. It's like I wouldn't have put as finite or as finished touches on this had I known that Mark 3 miners existed.
Mm,
But yeah, it looked good for now. It's probably not going to get touched for ages. But here, right, compacted coal came from outside, and I continued with that trend of the beams
mm-hmm.
outside one building to another. Then everything flows downstairs. Um,
I
it
like that you
definitely kind of,
use two. It looks like two floors for logistics down here. You gave yourself enough room. That looks good.
yeah, I wanted I think I'd seen some of your guys' compact stuff, and I just didn't like
You're
tight
like
spaces.
it's too claustrophobic.
I want to give a little bit more room. Um,
No, I agree. It looks good.
and then it's funny you say that because if you go and look at that end
Oh, I
up
was down
here,
there.
no,
What in the?
oh yeah, you're there right now. That thing is just a mess, and it looks like a mess because we had to do a lot of fixes to
Mm.
this. Um, didn't know how to work fluids, didn't do a lot of things correctly, didn't math out refineries correctly, so I had to overclock two of these post process. But yeah, the all of the fuel getting converted to turbal fuel with the compacted coal in these buildings got the double layer,
It looks
and then
so good.
it's not too bad.
And there's a door.
And there's a door. Yeah, it's starting. I'm growing up.
Kaylee's main complaint.
Growth. Then yeah, everything gets flown into generators, and every single building out here has different quantities of generators.
Sure.
Um, and then they're built to keep like the terrain in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's built around some things.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely interesting building in this area because there's so many different like shelves you have to like be prepared for, and it's definitely hard to do some sort of build in this area.
yeah,
So
and one of the big growing pains that I had with this was realizing that water was not like you couldn't just attach multiple pieces and expect it to flow both directions. So none of it was linked up linear. So I had to go back through and correct all of that. But
it does all work now.
it does all work now. Um, everything, yeah, pretty much all of it is the same.
What is this?
Um, so that is, I don't think it works, but that was my first attempt at making a water tower because I understood and found out the mechanics in the game. If you pipe up one pipe in an entire network to a certain height, you won't need additional water pumps anywhere else. Like you can
Mm.
just use the water
Mm-hmm.
and it would satisfy the entire network's needs. I didn't do it right, so it's more just aesthetic piece now because it does look
It
nice.
looks so good.
But that was the like you can I think if you can get on top of it, there's
There's a
the
hole.
large
Blue
yeah
buffer
large.
full of turbo fuel. Look at that.
Is it really full?
Yeah, it's full.
Oh, okay. Maybe it does work, and I just maybe it worked afterwards. I'm not sure, but
Things take
yeah,
time in this game.
yeah, I wanted it open there to check it because I don't think I had any other access to see inside of there. But yep, the water tower, and I didn't want it to just look something silly. Yeah,
What's that?
that is my oscillator build. It's a big one.
Hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's finish up your power, and then we shall explore farther in a part two.
The yep, let's see. So wrapping it around, I think the only thing that's left here is across the way, which isn't related to the turbo fuel, is that structure and that partially non-completed structure.
Okay,
Um,
what's going on?
that is kind of like a catch-all. I didn't know that um, the gas mask was actually very useful. Um,
Hmm.
so I wasn't creating any filters,
Hmm.
and then realizing that filters were also required for your hazmat suit later for
Hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
yep. So I just needed to kind of like build up infrastructure. You can see by now I had unlocked the blender.
Mm-hmm.
So this is both making my rifle ammo, fabric, and fuel for the um,
Packaged.
packaged fuel for the drone for that sits on
Hmm.
top to go pick up the black powder from the gunmetal factory, steel and
Lol, the
gunpowder.
limits in grass fields.
Yep, yep. So um, this is just coming off that impure node, right? So like I think I'm only getting maybe like 300 oil, but it's enough plastic to package the fuel that's being produced as a byproduct for me to get rifle ammo. Then the resin is being made with some copper for the fabric, which I think also is required in something. Yeah, the fabric is required in the filter.
Mm-hmm.
So fabric flowing over, leftover excess of coal from one of the nodes in the compact coal build is just getting kind of toted across the lake. And I've got myself some gas filters. Um, yeah, you're looking at it. So this was built after the extended issues, and I refused to spend more time here than necessary. So this miniature thing
Mm.
and flipping through the terrain was all because I didn't want to be here.
Ah,
So it was like
see.
be here to make filters, and I'll be gone. And I hadn't even hooked it up to the cloud yet. I just put that on here, which is yep, yep, yep. But other than that, this building not being done and uh, my disdain for the thing as a whole, uh, it does look pretty good. It does work now with your guys' help. Um, and hopefully I get to add to it a little better, clean up this, and make it look nicer in the future.
As if it doesn't look nice already. Okay.
It could look better.
Okay. I mean, maybe this building could look better, but I think a lot of your buildings look really cool and very aesthetically pleasing. Minus when you started to not like the area.
Yeah, that's okay. We've learned much in the many pitfalls that was turbo fuel. So
Mm.
when we have to do it again, because I imagine I will put myself through that again, we won't make those mistakes, and it will look even better than this. Promise.
So, sure, I believe in you. You're producing 106,000 megawatts. Is that part of that is here?
Part of that is here.
Do you know how many? You've like 150 something here, gens, right? Something like that.
152, I believe.
152. We have 132. So your build is bigger than ours. Yep.
And a logistical nightmare.
Huh?
And a logistical nightmare. I like
Mm.
your guys' build better. I mean,
Do you?
this is nice. Don't get me wrong, but this was way more complicated than my my solo self should have bitten on. Um,
There was a lot here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
I can't imagine doing this section, this type of build by myself. So
Yeah, it takes a little time. Did you want to save that for next part?
Yeah, because I want to go exploring into the mountains. So this will be the end of part one. Thank you for the outlook of turbo fuel and looking into your buildings. I enjoy watching your progression of like cosmetically getting more into it. I think than what you initially had in like grass fields. So you would see like quite a few different building styles here. Yeah, I think. Thank you. Looks good.
Appreciate it.
Mm.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.